What's going on, Griddle Nation? Chef Nathan Lippy here, and I'm really excited about this episode. I'm going to show you guys a restaurant quality steak frite. We're doing it Churrasco style, a little bit of chimichurri, a little bit of heat, and some really great technique. You guys are going to love it. We're featuring our Blackstone Rangetop today because we're making some French fries and steaks at the same time. Let's quit talking and get right into the recipe. The first thing we're going to do is get to our French fries. Now today I have some russet potatoes. We're going to cut those in half and then julienne them somewhere in between a traditional French fry cut and a steak fry. I want them to be just a little bit larger because that's how I like it. You guys cut them however you want. Now we want to release some of this starch, and we also want them to be really crispy and not stick together, so we're going to put them into a big bowl and cover them with water. We're going to let these sit for at least 10 to 15 minutes. Some of that starch is going to come out. It's going to make for a much crispier fry, and it really won't stick together in the oil, which is really great. So set that aside, let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes. Now let's talk about our skirt steaks. Today I have an outside skirt steak, which is pretty traditional Churrasco cut of beef. We're going to do a quick marinade on these. We're going to add some lime juice to both of our steaks. We're also going to add some salt. Now I'm skipping the pepper. We're going to cook it really high heat later, and I don't want it to burn. So we're just doing lime juice and salt. A little drizzle of olive oil goes a long way on these guys. Flip them over, make sure they're coated on both sides. We're going to let those sit for another 10 to 15 minutes with our French fries. All right, while those are resting and marinating and getting de-starched and delicious, let's talk about our chimichurri. This sauce is so easy. You guys are gonna love it. We're gonna use some Italian parsley, flat leaf parsley. We're gonna chop that up nice and small. We're gonna add some cilantro. We're gonna do the same thing, chop that up nice and small. Now you guys have seen me do chimichurri in the past in a blender. It makes it really smooth and bright green. This is a little bit more traditional. So just make sure you chop up everything nice and small. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be a nice even chop so everything is about the same size. We're also going to smash some fresh garlic. We're going to add all of that to a bowl with some lime juice. We're also going to add some orange juice. Now the citric acid from the orange juice and the lime juice are going to add a ton of flavor, and they're going to caramelize on the griddle later on our steaks. We'll get to that in just a minute. It's going to be amazing. You'll see. We're also going to add some salt and pepper and some olive oil, and the last thing I like to add is just a little bit of heat. I'm going to add some red pepper flakes just to give it that little punch, that little bit of kick right at the end of your flavor. You guys are going to love this. And if you don't like heat, just skip this part. It's still just as delicious. Give that a mix, and we're all finished. Let's get to our French fries. Now after they've soaked for 10 to 15 minutes, using some tongs, we're going to shake off as much excess water as we can. We're going to pop that down in our Blackstone Rangetop deep fryer accessory. I love this thing. I love being able to make French fries, and it does a really good job. Our oil's at about 365. We're going to cook these for 7 to 8 minutes, or until they're golden and crispy the way you like them. Now I've got my griddle set to high, set to stun. This thing is screaming hot. We want to cook it fast. We want to cook it quick. So we got a little bit of olive oil on that surface. Let that get nice and smoky. Then we're going to add our steaks. Now the reason we want to cook these fast is because it's skirt and it's not very thick. So we want that caramelization without overcooking them. So if we cook it fast, we'll still have that medium rare, beautiful color. Let's see how we did at the end of the video. And we're gonna let that cook for 3 to 4 minutes per side. I actually threw some of my limes down so I could give that toasty lime squeeze over the top. You'll notice how much more juice you can squeeze out of a warm lime too. That's pretty cool. Give them a flip and let them cook on the other side. Now I like to take some of that chimichurri sauce and put it right over the top just so it warms up a little bit. And you can even take some of those smashed garlic cloves and let them sit down next to the steak, and they get caramelized and beautiful. This really is a restaurant style dish. Now it's French fry time. We're going to take a large bowl and line it with a bit of paper towel. This is going to soak up some of that excess grease. Let's pull out these glorious French fries. They are beautiful and browned and crisp. We're gonna pop those over the paper towel, add some salt and some pepper, and give them a toss. Tossing them right out of the fryer allows the seasoning to stick a little bit better. So make sure you season them right away, give them a toss, and our French fries are donezo. Let's get to our steaks. I'm gonna pull those off, let them rest for just a few minutes. Guys, it's time to build this amazing plate. If you guys are having a dinner party, you can do a lot of these all at once, and everybody will be satisfied because you are like the restaurant chef of your backyard. To plate, I'm gonna add some of my French fries to one side of my plate and our glorious steak to the other. Take a little bit more of that chimichurri sauce and go right over the tops. And this, my friends, is so good. All day long, you can't go wrong. This one is tried and true. You're gonna love it. You notice that garlic gets a little crispy around the edges. It's like quick roasted garlic, but it still has that nice fresh bite because we didn't cook it too long. It is unbelievable. legendary. You guys will be the king of the cookout for sure. If you guys want this recipe and a ton more, go to blackstoneproducts.com. I'm Chef Nate, and I'll see you guys in the next video.